Hi everyone, and welcome to what I hope is the first of many annual, what are we doing, best and worst, top and bottom, highs and lows. 2023 was actually a pretty great year for movies. I went to the theater a lot this year. There was a lot of great stuff to see in the theater, which was exciting. So we're gonna talk about what are my personal best 5 and worst 5 movie posters of 2023. Starting it off at my number 5 best poster of the year, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. As soon as I saw this, I was really excited that they had gone with this painted style. This is very reminiscent of Drew Struzan. This was created by an artist named Tony Stella, and I remember hearing a little bit of a controversy when it was first released because he tweeted out that he was kind of upset about the final product.
Look how they mess with my boy.
Yeah, so of course the question then became, well, what did they change? What did Disney do? Why was he upset about the final result? Maybe the most glaring thing right away is the font. They sort of paid homage to the classic Indiana Jones title, but they didn't use it. And it is one of those head-scratching moments of, why not just use the title? But aside from that, this poster has a lot of really interesting things going on. Tony Stella has a very distinct aesthetic, and I think it works beautifully for this poster. It sort of feels almost warm somehow. Like I feel like people are sweating. I don't know if that's actually a good thing to say about this or not. It's very packed without being too busy. The color scheme is really nice. It feels like an old school poster while still having some fresh new ideas in it. I really like this. I really like Tony Stella's artwork in general. I was, of course, extremely interested to try to find out what did they change? What was the original version like? Through some online research, as far as I can tell, this is the original version. So the big difference is there's a more pronounced border around, there's that Destiny tagline at the top, and then, of course, he used the original logo. Also, apparently Disney changed one of the characters from holding a gun to aggressively pointing? That is a little bit strange. I see why Tony Stella was maybe a little bit upset about that. He actually made a whole series of art pieces for this film that are incredible in a lot of cases. This artwork is fresh and new and pays homage to the cinematic history before it, which makes perfect sense for an Indiana Jones film. I mean, obviously those movies go all the way back to the 1980s, and then those movies themselves are paying homage to old film serials of the 1950s and 40s and classic adventure stories. So, number 5, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. I saw it with my dad in the theater, very memorable experience. I wouldn't call it the best Indiana Jones movie. Spoiler alert, we're gonna get to that in about a month or so. So it's not Raiders. I mean, maybe it is. Next up, we have my number 5 worst poster of the year, which goes to Ridley Scott's Napoleon. So I just thought that these posters were so boring, clearly banking everything on the star power of Joaquin Phoenix, which makes sense. I mean, the Joker poster was just his face. There's been plenty of films he's been in where it's just him on the poster, but usually there's a lot more going on. There's something to indicate the style of the movie or some other bit that makes me enticed to want to go see this thing. There's a number of posters released, and each of them just seem to follow that same theme of Joaquin Phoenix is in this Napoleon movie and he plays Napoleon, and the movie is about Napoleon and it's called Napoleon, and that's it. The font usage is standard and boring. Let's just add a little bit of sparks to the bottom of the poster. I guess that, I don't know, is he firing a musket or something? Were muskets around in Napoleonic times? I don't know. For a movie of this caliber, with this director, with this star, this should have been a home run. This was done by a LA-based design firm called The Refinery. I mean, you could probably find a more interesting depiction of Napoleon in an art museum gift shop, is my guess. I should mention that Tony Stella also did some artwork for Napoleon. I don't know if that was just him doing it for himself or if that was commissioned, but way better. Why did they not go with this? And my number 4 best poster has to go to Barbie. When I heard that Greta Gerwig was directing a Barbie film, I was very curious, what was this gonna be? Was this gonna be a straight up kids movie? Are they gonna go meta with it? And what they ended up doing, I think, is kind of everything at once, which somehow magically worked so well. And this poster really encapsulates that. It's sort of winking at you, it's playful and fun. The color scheme is spot on. I mean, obviously there's that iconic pink. When I went and saw this in the theater, I've never seen so many people dressed in pink in my life. It was a real cinematic phenomenon at the time, which was so exciting to see. I haven't seen that for a while, and usually that's reserved for these more cultish franchises like Star Wars, and I love Star Wars, but it was really cool to see a sort of different generation excited to go to the movies, excited to go to the theater. I mean, Barbenheimer, I don't know if we're ever gonna see anything like that again. Anyway, back to the poster. The colors are vibrant, the photos are integrated really well. I mean, it's obviously Photoshop. It feels appropriate to the poster, so the characters kind of have that glowing, almost plasticky skin, and in this case, that really makes sense. They are representing these dolls. The typography is really great, and I guarantee you, this is on somebody's wall right now. Probably hundreds, if not thousands of walls. My number 4 worst of the year, Killers of the Flower Moon. Now, keep in mind, I am critiquing the poster, not the movie. I haven't actually had the chance to watch this yet. I have some friends who've assured me it's very powerful, very good, very impactful, everything that you would expect from a Martin Scorsese period piece. But this poster is drab and uninteresting in so many different ways. They went with this sepia tone color scheme. They used this textured edging, and I think it's maybe supposed to be blood? They've inverted the colors and changed it around so it just looks like mud. The color scheme also appears to be mud. Very, very dour looking characters. They're going all in on Leo DiCaprio's face, which makes sense, he's a huge movie star, but he looks like the angry video game nerd. They just put these images up there, threw on a grungy texture. This was designed by an LA-based design firm called Lindemann and Associates. Advertising really, really intense films like this can be challenging, but I think this floating head design is just very, very standard, right down the middle, and a Scorsese movie deserves more than that. Coming in at number 3 of my best posters of the year is Poor Things. I don't know what this movie is about, and I am going to see this movie and I'm gonna buy this poster. Like, wow. So this was designed by artist Vasilis Marmatakis. I hope I'm saying that right. Is it Vasilis or Vasily? Vasily Marmatakis? Obviously, this is a great example of sometimes you can just put an actor's face up there and it's enough. Here, there's so much power in this image. The color scheme is really interesting with the blue, purple, and red. I have to admit, it took me a little while to notice these hidden faces in these smudges, which is all the more interesting and all the stronger. And you can tell, I feel like instantly, an artist made this. It's my 3rd favorite poster of the year, Poor Things. All right, and coming in as the 3rd worst poster of the year for me, the color purple. This is an example of photoshopping these portraits together and making them look so airbrushed and so waxy that I can't even fully comprehend that these are human figures anymore. They're not integrated in the same space very well at all, so there's this sort of unmotivated lighting, and there's a lot of lighting, so it's just sort of everywhere. It's not a very refined design, there's not a lot going on, it's not fully floating head, we can see their shoulders, but it might as well be just a standard floating head poster. I mean, the only thing that's lazier than this poster is the teaser poster that they used. Yeah. This was designed by Gravelis Design Firm, which is an LA-based firm that was established in 2000, and yeah, I think they could have done a lot better. Coming in at number 2 for the best posters of the year has to go to Asteroid City. There were 2 main posters released for this film. I really, really enjoy them both, but my specific favorite is this teaser poster. Wes Anderson films have such a unique feel and a unique aesthetic, and it all comes across here. Hand done, hand painted, handmade. You instantly kind of recognize the aesthetic of it, that vintage roadside advertisement, you know, coming at the next exit, you're gonna be at Asteroid City. I want to visit there. This poster makes me want to go there. This was designed by BLT Communications, who I've mentioned on the channel before. They're responsible for some incredible poster campaigns. This was one of them for sure. Asteroid City. And my second worst poster of the year has to go to Shazam, Fury of the Gods. Oh, yeah. What do I say about this? For other people of my generation, to me this is a real Poochie type situation.
He's edgy. He's in your face. You've heard the expression, let's get busy? Well, this is a dog who gets busy. Oh yeah, bingo. There it is, right there.
And it feels like maybe that is the joke that they're making, is that Shazam isn't cool, but why would you base a poster campaign around that? We've got all the hallmarks of kind of a poster where they don't necessarily know what to do, so let's add some sparks. Let's add some debris flying past. I think this is a confused, strange image. It certainly isn't telling me that this movie is good. This is one of the last Warner Brothers DC films before James Gunn took it over and is kind of starting from scratch, so I don't think we'll see this character again. This almost feels like comic book fatigue, the poster. Okay, and we have arrived at my number one. You are probably not gonna be surprised about this if you've been kind of following along with my list here. It is Oppenheimer. The second I saw this poster, I knew we were gonna be in for something special here. Look at this composition, look at the use of typography. Everything is working together so well here. So much thematic imagery. He's kind of looking around, almost taking it all in, not afraid, not running. It's not an action poster as much as it's a contemplative poster, which is this movie. And at the same time, it's beautiful and haunting. This is a reflection on a point in history where everything changed. This is a beautifully composed, perfectly executed work of art. So this was created by Bond, an LA-based design firm, and to me, this is the best poster of the year, plain and simple. And so we have arrived at my worst poster of the year. A Haunting in Venice. What is this? What the f am I looking at? It's a skull, but it's a mask, I wanna say? And it's very sad for some reason. It's got a single tear. Maybe this is based on pre-existing artwork for this franchise. That would kind of make sense to me, but this is awful. Strange blend of textures and unmotivated lighting. We've got a really harsh lighting from above, but also quite a bit from the side to illuminate this weird face. What is this? I don't know what this is. You know, obviously these are ideas. These are creative ideas that people are coming up with. Hey, we'll take a skull, put some lipstick, like that's a creative choice. So it's not a lack of creativity here. I just think it's maybe a lack of execution and a lack of editing. So what we're left with is just horror movie poster, even though as far as I understand, this isn't a horror movie per se. It's just sort of bad. And who knows, maybe you like this poster. Maybe you're a big fan of this, that's fine. This is just my opinion as a poster collector. Poster collecting. There are some of us.
There are dozens of us. Dozens!
Thank you so much for supporting this channel. If you've liked or subscribed or sent a video of mine to a friend, thank you. That really helps a lot. I've only started a few months ago and this has already been a great experience. I'm loving this. And I have so many more posters to talk to you about. I will see you in a few weeks with our first poster of 2024. Happy New Year. I can't wait to show you more.
You have made some tremendous strides today.